In a significant geopolitical move, Turkey has recently dispatched an exploration vessel to the Indian Ocean, setting course for the waters off Somalia's coast. This mission aims to uncover untapped oil reserves, potentially reshaping the economic and strategic landscape of East Africa. But Somalia's story with oil exploration is not new. It's a story of unrealized potential, marked by political instability, international interest, and lingering questions about resource sovereignty. Somalia's oil exploration history dates back to the 1950s and 60s, when companies like Egypt, an Italian oil firm, and Sinclair Oil began investigating its potential. These early efforts yielded promising signs, with geological surveys indicating the presence of hydrocarbons in several regions, both offshore and onshore. However, technical limitations and an escalating political climate hampered further development, and the focus shifted elsewhere. In the 1980s, interest surged once again. Oil majors like Conoco, Chevron, and Phillips obtained exploration blocks, and initial surveys suggested that Somalia could hold significant oil and gas deposits, particularly in the northern and offshore basins. But with the onset of civil war and the eventual collapse of the central government in 1991, exploration was halted. Companies abandoned their operations, and Somalia's oil potential remained largely theoretical, a ghost prospect in the world of global energy. Over the next 2 decades, the absence of a stable government made oil exploration nearly impossible. Somalia's political fragmentation and security concerns deterred foreign investment, and much of the country's data on oil and gas remained archived and inaccessible. However, amidst this period, local geologists and some foreign entities kept the dream alive, believing that Somalia's potential was still waiting to be tapped. In recent years, renewed stability in parts of Somalia has revived interest. Geophysical surveys conducted in the early 2000s estimated that the country's offshore basins could contain up to 100 billion barrels of oil, a figure that, if accurate, would make Somalia one of the largest oil producers in Africa and globally. To put this in perspective, Somalia's potential reserves of 100 billion barrels would rank it close to 7th in the world, alongside major oil producers like Russia, which holds about 107 billion barrels. This level of reserves would place Somalia ahead of key players such as Kuwait, with 101 billion barrels, the United Arab Emirates, with 98 billion barrels, and the United States, which holds around 68 billion barrels. Such a ranking would position Somalia as a formidable new player in the global oil market. Somalia faces immense challenges. Significant infrastructure investments, political stability, and sustainable management are all crucial for ensuring that this wealth benefits the Somali people. With the right approach, Somalia's oil wealth could catalyze development, build infrastructure, and create jobs, transforming its economic landscape. For local communities who have depended on the sea for centuries, Turkey's exploration represents both opportunity and threat. On one hand, oil revenue could enhance infrastructure, healthcare, and education. On the other, there's unease about whether these benefits will trickle down to everyday citizens or be confined to a few. Coastal residents worry about potential pollution, affecting fisheries and biodiversity, which are essential to their way of life. Turkey's partnership with Somalia thus signals a calculated move to strengthen its geopolitical standing, using energy diplomacy as a bridge to African alliances. As Turkey embarks on this exploration journey, the world watches to see if Somalia's decades-old hopes for oil wealth will be realized. If successful, this venture could transform Somalia's economic future. Yet, it also raises essential questions. Can the Somali government ensure that the benefits of oil revenue reach its people? Will this wealth lead to stability or further challenges? Somalia's oil story, though fraught with complexities, holds immense promise. As Turkey and Somalia deepen their partnership, the potential for new oil discoveries could reshape not only the Somali economy, but also the balance of power across East Africa. Will this be a turning point in Somalia's journey from potential to prosperity, or will it reawaken the challenges that have shadowed the nation's history? Stay tuned as we follow this unfolding story and its impact on East Africa and beyond.